Good morning everybody, this is Kausam ma'am with you. Today we are going to start new lesson, Democratic Government, Session 1. To start the lesson, first of all you have to understand what is a government. A government is a group of people that have the power to rule in a territory, that is area or country according to the administrative law. This territory may be a country, a state or a province within a country or a region. Government make laws, rules and regulations, collect taxes and print money. From this lesson, we are going to start a subheading, what does a government do? In our times, every country needs a government to take decisions and get things done. These decisions can be about where to build roads and schools or how to reduce the price of onions when they get too expensive or ways to increase the supply of electricity. The government also takes action on many social issues. For example, it has several programs to help the poor and it does other important things such as running postal and railway services. The government also has the job of protecting the boundaries of the country and maintaining good relations with other countries. It is responsible for ensuring that all its citizens have enough to eat and have good health facilities. When there are natural disasters like cyclone or an earthquake, it is the government that mainly organizes aid and assistance for the people. If there is a dispute or if someone has committed a crime, people go to a court. Courts are also a part of the government. When human beings live and work together, they need an organization to take decisions for the common good. Some rules have been made that apply to everyone. For example, there is a need to control resources and protect the territory of a country so that the people can feel secure. Government do this on behalf of the people by exercising leadership, taking decisions and implementing them among all the people living in their territory. Types of government. In the previous chapters, we have learned about how the people of a tribal society govern themselves, how male members of different families of the tribe gather to discuss and decide, and how the headman implements those decisions, etc. These are the facilities provided by the government, that is railways. The first picture shows the Kachiguda railway station of Hyderabad, and you have postal services and the Supreme Court of India. The tribal society, how they govern themselves, how male members of different families of the tribe gather to discuss and decide, how the headman implements those decisions, etc. This system works well in situations where the number of people is less. But do you think it will work if the society had thousands or lakhs of families? What kinds of problems will they face? Similarly, this kind of arrangement worked if all the members of the society had the same cultural background, that is religion, caste, language, etc., as the rules of behavior could be agreeable to all. However, if a society has people of different cultures, will it work? Moreover, the tribal arrangement worked where the interests, ambitions and the lifestyles of the people were quite similar. There were no classes like the rich and the poor. But in societies with varying interests and various classes like farmers, traders, money lenders, industrialists, workers without land or other resources, etc., there could be so many differences that they could not be able to arrive at a common solution to a problem. Hence, in historic times, kings, queens and emperors made the laws and implemented them with the help of armies and officials. They also decided where to build roads, how much tax was to be collected, etc. If people did not agree with them or did not follow their orders, they could be punished. No one could question their authority and disobey their orders. Many kings were not satisfied with the ruling their own kingdom and constantly waged wars to expand their kingdoms. This form of government was called monarchy. The monarch's or king or queen has the power to make decisions and run the government. The monarchs also act as the supreme judges in all important cases of dispute. The monarch may have a small group of people to discuss matters with, but with final decision power remains with the monarch. Monarchs do not have to explain their actions or defend the decisions they take. Now it's question time. We have two questions for you. List a few activities of the government that you came through this part of the lesson. In which system were there more wars, monarchy or tribal democracy? Give reasons. Thank you. Have a good day.